Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we're diving into something really big. It's fundamentally reshaping, how we think about AI. Forget what you thought you knew. We are firmly in the era of agentic AI now, and this isn't just a minor upgrade, right? It's a real paradigm shift. We've gone through a ton of research reports, case studies, trying to cut through the noise for you. So let's unpack it. What exactly is agentic AI, and well, why is it such a big deal?
Yeah, that's a great question. It really gets to the heart of it. Imagine an AI. It doesn't just wait for you to ask something. It anticipates what you need. And then it goes off and actually solves the whole problem, often without you needing to do anything else. That's agentic AI, fundamentally. It's an advanced system, right? It can perceive its environment, reason through things, plan, and then execute complex multi-step actions, all autonomously with minimal human supervision needed. It's a huge shift from AI is just a tool to AI is more of an autonomous partner.
That phrase, autonomous partner, that really captures it, doesn't it? We're talking systems that decide the steps themselves, not just following orders. And our research keeps pointing to these four interconnected pillars that make it possible. What are they?
Exactly. These pillars really define what makes it unique. So the first one is autonomy and proactive decision-making. Unlike older systems where you had to spell everything out step by step, agentic AI figures out the subtasks itself. Think about, say, an IP maintenance agent. It doesn't just sit there waiting for an alert. It can independently spot performance issues, diagnose the cause, schedule the fix, and then actually do the fix, all by itself. It's proactive in a way we just haven't seen before.
Right, proactive. And that leads straight into the second pillar, which is goal-directed reasoning and planning.
Exactly.
This is where the LLMs, the large language models, often act as the brain.
Okay.
All right.
An agentic system can take a complex goal, maybe even one that's a bit vague, and then figure out a whole strategy to achieve it. Like, you tell it, plan a team offsite in Lisbon next quarter, under 10 grand.
It breaks that down. Researching flights, comparing hotels, checking who's available, creating a draft itinerary. It's thinking strategically, not just spitting out text.
Strategic thinking.
And that's amplified by the third pillar, environmental interaction and adaptability.
Yeah.
These things aren't working in isolation. They talk to other software, databases, APIs, external data feeds.
Okay.
So take a logistics agent. It sees a supply chain disruption. It won't just send you an alert. No, it can autonomously reroute the shipments, update the delivery times, maybe notify everyone affected, all in real time.
Oh.
Or like a scheduling AI finding new times when someone cancels without you doing anything. That's real adaptability.
And the fourth pillar, the one that makes them keep getting better.
Continuous learning. That's crucial.
Yeah.
Agentic systems aren't static. They learn. They refine how they make decisions over time.
Through feedback loops, right? From how well their actions worked, from system monitoring, maybe human input too.
Sure.
Like a customer service AI, it learns from past interactions which solutions actually worked best. So it gets more accurate, more efficient. With every ticket it resolves. It's this constant improvement cycle, makes them more valuable the longer they operate.
Okay, so those are the four pillars. Powerful stuff. But to really get the strategic importance, let's distinguish it clearly. How is agentic AI different from, say, traditional software? Or even the generative AI everyone's using now?
Yeah, it's definitely an evolution. Our sources often frame it in 3 stages. First, you had non-agentic systems. Think of this as the manual stage. Traditional, rule-based software. Deterministic, predictable, but zero autonomy.
Like using a paper map.
Exactly like a paper map. The map gives info, but you do all the thinking and driving. They need everything programmed explicitly.
Okay.
Then came generative AI, the creative co-pilot. Think ChatGPT. Great at creating new stuff, text, images, code based on your prompts. But it's fundamentally reactive, It generates something, then waits for you to act.
Right, like if it writes an email, I still have to copy and send it.
Precisely. The human is very much in the loop.
Okay. And then agentic AI.
That's the autonomous colleague stage. It brings it all together. It combines that flexible reasoning from generative AI with the ability to autonomously act and execute tasks. So the human role shifts. You move from being in the loop to being on the loop, supervising, or maybe over the loop, setting strategy.
Ah.
So instead of you prompting an image tool, maybe an agentic marketing system decides it needs an image for a campaign, figures out the prompt itself, calls the image tool, checks the result, maybe even posts it.
It uses the tools for you.
That's the core difference. A generative AI is a tool you use. An agentic AI uses tools on your behalf. It's a whole different ballgame.
That's a massive organizational shift then. Not just tech. It's really redefining work. Humans aren't just prompting, they're setting goals, overseeing, quality control, handling the tricky edge cases AI can't yet. And our research flags this, trying to shoehorn this new teammate into old tool-based workflows. That seems to be a major reason why these projects sometimes stumble.
Absolutely.
You're not just deploying software, you're redesigning how work gets done, cultivating this human-AI collaboration.
It's a huge change management challenge, just as big as the tech hurdles, honestly.
So let's peek under the hood. We know what Agentic AI does now, these amazing capabilities, but how does it actually do it? What's the mechanism inside?
Right, the architecture. It usually operates in a cycle with 4 main modules working together. First, there's the perception module. That's its senses, basically. It gathers data from its environment. It could be structured data from databases or unstructured stuff like emails, audio, sensor feeds.
Okay, taking it all in.
Then comes the reasoning and cognition engine. This is the brain, often powered by LLMs, like we said, for understanding language and logic. And critically, it has memory to remember past interactions and a knowledge base, like facts and procedures.
So it has context and knowledge.
Exactly. Then, once it decides what to do, the action module takes over. This is how it actually does things, usually by interacting with other systems via APIs.
Like sending an email, updating a record.
Precisely.
Right.
Or even controlling a robot arm.
Got it.
And finally, the learning component. This makes sure it gets better over time. It processes feedback. Did the action work? What did the human say? How's performance? To refine its strategies. So it's perceive, reason, act, learn, constantly iterating, sometimes in milliseconds.
What's really striking, and comes up a lot in the reports, is its role as an intelligent orchestration layer. It's not just one agent doing one thing. It's like this connective tissue, weaving together all those separate digital pieces. An organization has CRMs, ERPs, databases, tools that often don't talk to each other. So like solving a customer issue might involve pulling data from the CRM, checking billing in the ERP, then triggering a refund through a payment gateway, all orchestrated by the agent.
Exactly.
It's not just another app. It's like an intelligent fabric commanding the whole digital infrastructure.
That's a great way to put it. And that orchestration power also explains why integration is often so challenging. It's not simple.
Right. Okay, so for businesses listening, let's talk value. What's the bottom line here? Can we actually quantify the advantages of Agentic AI? What's the impact?
Oh, absolutely. There are significant measurable benefits. I'd say the biggest is probably operational hyper-efficiency and cost reduction. This goes way beyond basic RPA, robotic process automation for simple tasks. Agentic AI automates entire complex workflows, multi-step processes.
Like insurance claims.
Perfect example. From submission right through to payout, potentially with minimal human touch. And the savings reported are dramatic. DHL saved up to 15% operationally. Amazon reportedly $100 million a year on last-mile delivery. Manufacturing sees energy and logistics savings, maybe 15–25%, plus they run 20/47.
Huge efficiency gains. What else?
Second, it really enhances strategic decision-making. Agents can autonomously analyze massive data sets, finding patterns humans might just miss because of the scale.
For financial markets.
Exactly. Goldman Sachs uses it to assess market trends for their advisors, frees up the humans for higher-level strategy. Or, in cybersecurity, Darktrace's Antigena acts like a digital immune system, neutralizing threats in real time, sometimes before humans even know.
Wow. Real-time defense.
Yeah, and sophisticated fraud detection, too, where speed is everything.
Okay, efficiency, better decisions. What's the third main benefit?
The third is enabling hyper-personalization at scale. This is big for customer experience. Agentic AI uses real-time data browsing habits, location, maybe even the weather, to tailor interactions individually.
So beyond just using my name in an email.
Way beyond. Sephora's AI chatbots offer personalized help 24/7, or think e-commerce. An agent sees you abandon your cart. It doesn't just send a generic reminder. It might infer why you left, maybe paused over the shipping costs.
Wow, okay.
And then it autonomously crafts a follow-up specifically offering, say, free shipping or maybe local pickup options, if that makes sense. It's subtle but really powerful personalization.
Okay, here's where I think it gets really interesting. This was a key takeaway for me. The true edge isn't just automating stuff. It's the autonomous adaptation. Traditional automation is great, but it can break if conditions change unexpectedly.
That can be brittle, yeah.
But Agentic AI, because it perceives and adapts dynamically, it overcomes that. That logistics agent example, again, disruption happens. It doesn't just alert. It analyzes, finds alternatives, picks the best one, updates everything, tells everyone. autonomously.
Right.
That's not just a one-off efficiency win. It's continuous dynamic optimization. That builds real resilience and agility into the business.
Absolutely. That adaptability is a core advantage in a changing world.
So these benefits are compelling. Let's make it more concrete. Can we look at specific industries?
Hmm.
How is agentic AI actually being used right now?
Sure. Let's take healthcare. It's making waves on two fronts. Operationally, it's automating admin tasks, scheduling, insurance pre-auths, credentialing, frees up skilled staff.
Less paperwork, more patient care.
Exactly. And then clinically, agents are acting like AI doctor's assistants,
Hmm.
helping with notes, suggesting diagnoses, checking for drug interactions, analyzing scans. One study we saw found AI-personalized cancer treatment plans actually improve survival rates by 20%.
20%? That's significant.
It is. And in drug discovery, it's speeding things up, reviewing literature, optimizing trials, predicting how compounds might behave.
Okay, healthcare. What about manufacturing?
Manufacturing is moving fast towards what some call the near-autonomous factory. Predictive maintenance is huge. Agents analyze sensor data from machines to predict failures before they happen, cuts downtime massively.
Here's money and disruption.
Big time. They're also optimizing supply chains and production schedules, forecasting demand, managing inventory. Some cases show inventory optimization improved by like 35%.
Wow.
And we're seeing more autonomous robotics embodied AI, where the intelligence is baked into the robots themselves for complex tasks. Siemens has their industrial co-pilot helping workers troubleshoot machines right on the factory floor, augmenting their skills.
Interesting. And finance and legal, those seem like prime candidates.
Definitely. They're information-heavy sectors. In finance, beyond the strategic analysis and fraud detection we mentioned, you have things like Bud Financial, an app that autonomously manages your money, moves funds to avoid overdrafts or get better interest.
Like a personal finance manager.
Kind of, yeah. And robo-advisors using algorithms for personalized investment management. In legal, agents are tackling document-heavy tasks, analyzing complex contracts, tracking deadlines and obligations, doing due diligence on thousands of documents way faster than humans could, and even drafting routine legal docs like NDAs saves a lot of lawyer time.
It all sounds incredibly promising, almost too good to be true sometimes. But our deep dive also uncovered this pretty stark reality check from Gartner, predicting over 40% of agentic AI projects will be canceled by 2027. 40%.
Yeah, it's a sobering statistic.
So what's going wrong? Why are so many initiatives hitting the wall?
Well, it's rarely just one thing. It's often a mix of complex challenges. One major area is technical and architectural hurdles. These systems are non-deterministic, remember. Their path isn't always predictable.
The black box problem.
Exactly. Makes reliability hard to guarantee, and transparency is an issue. Creates trust problems. Then there's this agentic infrastructure gap. Many rely on RAG systems, retrieval augmented generation.
Right.
And our sources show these can be quite brittle in large companies. One study found, 67% see significant accuracy drops within 90 days.
Why?
Things like embedding model drift, the AI's understanding of data subtly changes, causing errors, or just basic data pipeline failures breaking the flow.
So the foundations are shaky sometimes.
Can be, and data itself is a huge one. Agentic AI needs good, clean, well-organized data. Many places just don't have that yet. Data is siloed, messy, integrating with legacy systems. Way harder and more expensive than people think. And just watching these things, debugging them, it's incredibly complex. Teams are spending like 40 to 60% of their AI ops time just manually checking agent outputs because the tools aren't there yet.
Observability blindness. You can't see why it did what it did.
Exactly. And that's just the technical side.
What about security? That seems like a whole new can of worms with autonomous systems.
Oh, absolutely. Security threats in an autonomous world are different. The agent's ability to act independently and connect to systems, it massively expands the attack surface. Our research highlights some really novel threats. Top 3 seem to be memory poisoning, feeding the agent bad info subtly to corrupt its future decisions.
Sneaky.
Tool misuse, tricking a trusted agent into using its connected tools maliciously, like making it send spam emails or delete records.
Yikes.
And privilege compromise, basically hacking the agent itself to steal its credentials and access systems. And there are others, like tricking an agent into hogging resources or causing errors to cascade through multi-agent teams.
So traditional security isn't enough.
Not really. Traditional IAM identity and access management was built for humans. It doesn't map well to these non-human agents. Security has to shift from just protecting the perimeter to constantly verifying the agent's behavior and intent. Much harder.
Okay, technical hurdles, new security threats. What about ethics and control?
That's the third big category. Ethical and regulatory minefields, or maybe just accountability and data control. The black box issue hits here too. If you can't explain why it did something, how can you audit it? How can you trust it?
Creates an accountability vacuum.
Precisely. If an autonomous agent causes harm, who's responsible? The developer, the owner, the agent. It's legally murky. Then there's bias. If the training data is biased, like that Amazon hiring tool example.
Right, bias against women.
The agent doesn't just replicate that bias, it can amplify it. So data quality and fairness checks are critical. And privacy, of course. These agents often need access to vast amounts of sensitive data, increases risks of leaks or misuse, especially with regulations like GDPR.
It sounds like all these issues create this underlying trust deficit, connecting the tech problems with organizational ones. What are those practical, on-the-ground barriers stopping projects?
Yeah, that trust deficit is key, and it fuels organizational hurdles. One is the true cost. It's often way higher than expected. Training the big models costs billions. Running and monitoring them isn't cheap either. If the business value isn't clear or quick, projects get cut.
Okay, cost.
Then the talent and skills gap. You need people who understand AI development, data science, prompt engineering, and AI governance. That specific blend of skills is rare and expensive, creates a bottleneck.
Makes sense.
And finally, maybe the biggest barrier, change management and human resistance. Agentic AI changes jobs, it changes workflows. People worry about job security or just don't like the new way of working.
Understandable.
Without really proactive change management, getting buy-in, showing people how it helps them, even the best tech can fail because the organization rejects it.
Okay, that's a formidable list of challenges. Technical, security, ethical, cost, skills, change management. So, given all that, how do companies navigate this successfully? What's the playbook?
It requires a really disciplined, phased approach. You can't just jump in. Phase 1 is foundational readiness and strategy, before you build anything. Start with an honest assessment, an AI risk and maturity assessment. Where are we really on data, skills, risk tolerance?
Know thyself.
Exactly. Then define clear business objectives. What problem are we solving? What value will this create? Focus on real pain points, not just hype. And start small. A tightly scoped proof of concept, a POC with clear success metrics. Learn from that. Build confidence.
Don't try to boil the ocean.
Right. And get everyone involved early. A cross-functional team business, IT, legal, compliance, cybersecurity from day one. Avoid silos later.
Okay, readiness and strategy first.
Phase 2 is architectural design and agent orchestration. How do you actually build this thing? A key decision early on, single agent or multi-agent system.
What's the trade-off?
A single agent is simpler, maybe faster for narrow tasks like a basic chatbot, but it's a single point of failure, struggles with complex jobs. Multi-agent systems, like a team of specialized agents working together, are more resilient, scalable, better for complex tasks, but way more complex to build and manage.
So like a team versus one person doing everything.
Good analogy. And within multi-agent, there are different ways to structure them.
Any common patterns emerging there?
Yeah, a few main ones. The most common is probably hierarchical or manager-worker. A central manager agent plans and delegates tasks to specialized worker agents. Think crew AI or that warehouse manager directing robots.
Clear control structure.
Right, but the manager can become a bottleneck. Another approach is peer-to-peer or decentralized. Agents collaborate more like equals, sharing info, coordinating directly, more resilient if one fails, but harder to oversee.
Less central control.
Exactly. And in reality, many sophisticated systems use hybrid models, combining elements of both, like Amazon's warehouses, maybe centralized AI for overall planning, but decentralized robot swarms coordinating locally on the floor.
Okay. Architecture decided. What's phase 3?
Phase 3 is crucial. Governance, security, and oversight. These aren't afterthoughts. They're enablers for trust and scale. You need clear, preferably machine-readable policies, rules the agent has to follow. Strong data governance, ensuring data quality, security, compliance, like GDPR. Robust security controls, role-based access control. RBAC for agents, principle of least privilege, encryption.
Standard security practices, but applied to agents.
Yes, but adapted. And critically specialized monitoring and observability tools, tools that log the full context. What was the agent's intent? What policies applied? What actions did it take? What tools did it use? What was the outcome? You need that full picture.
To combat that observability blindness.
Exactly. And finally, clear human oversight mechanisms. When does an agent have to escalate to a human? Who is accountable for its actions? Define those loops.
But this raises that question again. How can governance keep up? If these agents are working super fast, autonomously, aren't humans always behind?
That's the critical insight. For agentic AI, governance itself needs to become agentic,
Meaning,
meaning you automate governance as much as possible. Traditional manual audits and static policies are too slow. You need to embed the rules into the system, make policies machine readable so the AI understands them, build monitoring into the agent so it can self-audit in real time for deviations.
so the AI polices itself.
To a degree, yes. Program it to self-correct minor issues or automatically escalate bigger ones based on predefined rules. The future isn't humans chasing AI from the outside. It's AI managing itself from the inside, following rules we set, with humans as the ultimate arbiters for the really critical stuff.
Agentic governance for agentic AI. Makes sense. What's the final phase?
Phase 4, deployment, iteration, and scaling. Getting it out there and making it stick. Here, you need to manage tool integration carefully. Start small. Define tools precisely. Use structured prompting frameworks like React to make interactions more reliable. Implement continuous monitoring. Track performance constantly. Watch for that model drift we talked about, performance degrading over time. Be ready to retrain models.
Keep it tuned up.
Right. And don't forget the people. Promote user adoption through transparency. Redesign workflows with human-AI collaboration in mind. Invest in upskilling people to work effectively with these new colleagues.
So it's a continuous cycle.
Yeah.
Ready, design, govern, deploy, learn, repeat.
Exactly. It's not a one-and-done project.
Okay, we've covered the promise, the playbook, but let's circle back to those failures. Gartner's 40% cancellation rate is stark. What specific patterns are tripping companies up repeatedly? What are the big lessons from those missteps?
Yeah, that Gartner forecast is sobering. They point to underestimated costs, unclear value, poor risk controls. A lot of it is that hype cycle. Vendors engaging in agent washing, slapping the label on older tech, sets unrealistic expectations.
So projects stall when reality hits.
Often, yeah. They hit the complexity wall in the POC phase, or the underlying models just aren't mature enough yet for the really complex tasks they are promised.
Can we look at those specific failures again, but focus on the patterns?
What?
What went wrong with Zillow's iBuying, for example?
Zillow's iBuying, the pattern there was over-reliance on the algorithm in a volatile, unpredictable environment. They essentially trusted the AI too much to predict the housing market. When the market turned, the AI couldn't adapt like a human strategist might. Lesson. Augment, don't replace human judgment in high-stakes, unpredictable domains. Don't blindly trust the black box when the environment is chaotic.
Okay. What about Amazon's AI hiring tool, the biased one?
The pattern there is crystal clear. Garbage in, garbage out, amplified. That AI wasn't inherently sexist. It perfectly learned the biases present in its training data. Lesson. Data is never neutral. You absolutely must audit your data rigorously for bias and ensure fairness checks are built into the system. AI will amplify whatever patterns you feed it.
Critical lesson and the Uber autonomous vehicle fatality.
That was a pattern of systemic safety failure. It wasn't just one thing. The AI failed to classify the pedestrian correctly, and the emergency braking was disabled, and the human safety driver wasn't paying attention. A cascade of failures. Lesson. For safety-critical systems, you need redundancy upon redundancy. Multiple fail-safes, robust human oversight protocols, clear kill switches. You can't just rely on the AI alone.
And Klarna's customer service AI. They hired people back eventually.
The pattern there was ignoring qualitative outcomes. They focused heavily on efficiency and cost reduction, but the AI apparently delivered lower quality service, impacting customer satisfaction. Lesson. The business case has to be holistic. ROI isn't just about cutting costs. It's about maintaining or improving quality, customer experience, brand reputation. Sometimes cheaper isn't better overall.
Okay, looking across these in the research, what are the absolute top recurring failure modes you see again and again?
I'd boil it down to maybe 4 common traps. Failure 1, treating agents as tools, not teammates, just throwing tasks at them without rethinking the workflow or their role.
Wow.
Fix, design agent roles like human roles.
Yeah.
Clear responsibilities, boundaries, escalation paths. Integrate them into the team process.
Okay, tool versus teammate. What's number 2?
Failure 2, the silent failure of data and orchestration. Things look okay on the surface, but the agent is quietly making mistakes due to bad data, model drift, or integration issues. That observability blindness. Fix. Implement robust AI-native observability. Monitor reasoning quality, data accuracy, factual consistency. Build for production reliability from day one.
Catching silent failures. Got it. 3.
Failure 3, lack of human oversight and feedback. Trying to go fully autonomous too quickly, removing humans entirely. Agents lack common sense and can't handle novelty well yet. Fix. Build continuous human-in-the-loop mechanisms. Keep humans involved for review, feedback, handling edge cases. Rigorous testing.
Keep humans in the loop strategically. And 4.
Failure 4. Poor context management. Especially with LLMs, their limited memory or context window means they can lose track during long, complex tasks. They forget what happened earlier. Fix. Use smarter architectures. Modular, multi-agent designs help break down tasks. Sophisticated memory systems, like vector databases, help retain long-term context.
Right, so this really brings us back to that central paradox we touched on. More automation seems to demand more strategic human involvement, not less. It feels like the common thread in these failures isn't just bad tech, but deploying tech without enough human judgment, oversight, or the right guardrails.
Exactly.
Successful projects aren't about replacing humans, they're elevating them. To set goals, design ethically, ensure quality, handle the truly complex stuff, it's human amplification.
That's absolutely the key takeaway. Assuming automation eliminates the need for human thought is the biggest mistake. It actually makes human strategic thinking more critical.
So where does this all lead? What's the big picture for the future?
Well, this isn't just a technology shift. It's potentially reshaping our economy and society in profound ways. We're seeing the beginning of what some call the Agentic Economy. A new kind of economic actor is emerging, these autonomous agents making independent economic decisions.
Digital labor.
Sort of, yeah. Agentic capital, or digital labor. It changes market dynamics, potentially reconfigures capitalism by decoupling value creation from traditional wages. It has weird effects on competition, too. Might lower barriers for some, but the huge cost of foundational models could also entrench monopolies.
And the impact on jobs and society.
That's the big unknown, but the potential for disruption is huge. The future of work and society will be different. Agentic AI targets non-routine cognitive work, white-collar jobs. Projections suggest, 40% of jobs could be affected somehow?
40% is massive.
It is. And there's concern about this hollowing out of corporations automating entry-level cognitive roles that used to be training grounds could worsen inequality.
So we need new thinking.
Definitely. Serious policy talks about universal basic income, tax reforms to account for digital labor, massive investment in lifelong learning and reskilling, a new social contract, potentially.
And for companies themselves, what's the end goal?
The vision many experts paint is the cognitive enterprise, moving from fragmented systems and siloed data to an intelligent, adaptive organization, where AI is woven through everything, aligned with strategy. It's seen as a journey across 3 dimensions. Increasing the breadth of AI across functions, the depth of its capabilities within functions, and crucially, the integration between them for true enterprise-wide intelligence.
That's a compelling vision, and it aligns with what our deep dive suggests. The end state isn't human replacement. It's this resilient human-AI hybrid organization because, as the failures show, AI alone is brittle. It needs human oversight, judgment, context. So the cognitive enterprise actually amplifies the human role, making it more strategic, right? Back to that paradox.
Precisely. Granting machines more autonomy requires humans to become more focused, more strategic, more valuable.
So wrapping this up, what are the final key strategic takeaways for leaders listening?
Okay, 4 quick things. 1, embrace the paradigm shift. Recognize this isn't just another tool, it's a fundamental change in how organizations can operate. 2, invest in governance as a competitive edge. Robust, ethical, reliable frameworks build trust, enable speed, and become a differentiator. Don't treat it as a checkbox. 3, prioritize human-centric design. Focus on augmenting humans, redesigning workflows for collaboration, upskilling your workforce. It's about people and tech. And 4, adopt a disciplined portfolio approach. Start small with focused POCs, learn, build expertise, and then scale methodically based on real value. Avoid the hype traps.
Excellent summary. So a final thought for everyone listening. As you consider this future of work powered by these increasingly autonomous systems, what really stands out to why? How do we collectively ensure this new era elevates human potential instead of diminishing it? Something to ponder. And that was our deep dive into the complex world of agentic AI. We really hope this gave you a solid shortcut to understanding what's happening, cut through some noise, and maybe sparked a few aha moments. Until next time, keep learning, keep questioning, and keep exploring.